So, the Xbox and Starfield Direct Showcase has come and gone, and from yesterday's showcase we got a comprehensive and detailed look into one of the biggest games of the year, Starfield. And in today's video, and as promised from my last Starfield video, I want to go over most of what we learned coming out of that showcase. So sit back and let's dive right on in. So, like most people who've been eagerly anticipating yesterday's Starfield Direct Showcase, we finally got an almost complete look into the first new universe in over 25 years to come out of Bethesda Game Studios, and quite honestly, Bethesda did not disappoint. As once the 45-minute presentation of one of the biggest sci-fi RPGs was finished, fans were left with so many questions, theories, and general excitement, and honestly, I can't blame them, because there was so much that we learned. To save this video from going on for the same amount of time, I want to give you a brief rundown on some of the major points to come out of that dev dive, because as I mentioned, it was a 45-minute presentation, and to be honest, there's quite a lot to cover. But don't worry, over the coming weeks, I'll be taking each of the new features that were revealed from that presentation and go into them in much more detail, but for now, let's try and catch you up to speed with what you need to know. So, at its core, Starfield is a sci-fi role-playing game set amongst the stars where you can create any character that you want and explore with unparalleled freedom as you embark upon an epic journey to answer humanity's greatest mystery. The game itself is set in the year 2330, where humanity has ventured beyond our solar system, settling new planets and living as spacefaring people. You join Constellation, the last group of space explorers seeking rare artifacts throughout the galaxy. You'll join alongside Sarah Morgan, the ex-soldier and adventurer, and now Constellation's leader, Matteo, the theologian who believes that there's definitely something else out there, Noelle, the gifted scientist and Sarah Morgan's protege, and Walter, a very successful businessman in the Settled Systems and also Constellation's financier. There's also Vlad, the ex-pirate, Samko, the former space cowboy, and finally Barrett. With these cast of characters at your side, you'll be able to embark upon many adventures throughout the galaxy and explore more than 1,000 planets. You'll navigate throughout bustling cities, explore dangerous bases, and traverse the wild landscapes that make up the universe that is Starfield. Before you begin your adventures, and from what we learned from the showcase, is that in Starfield the most important story is the one that you tell with your character. You'll start your journey by customizing your appearance and deciding your background and traits. Backgrounds, as the word describes, gives your character a bit of a backstory and starts you out with 3 basic skills, which in the Starfield universe can help influence certain decisions and situations that your character navigates through. However, traits can be completely optional, and if you like to, can customize your build by picking up to 3 traits that fit your playstyle. However, depending on which traits you select, they'll come with their advantages and disadvantages. For example, if you pick the Serpent's Embrace trait, you'll be able to navigate through locations occupied by hostile forces without actually engaging in combat with them, due to actually being the same religion as them. Or on the other side, if you pick a trait like the Hero Worship trait, even though you might have a companion that will be at your side, give you gifts, it's the constant commentary from this ally that might be something you might have to consider if you're willing to put up with, and apparently there's a way to remove this trait if it starts to get a bit overwhelming. Regardless of which trait or background that you choose, Starfield will give you the tools and the building blocks to create the character to the story that you want to tell. When venturing through the stars, you'll need some sort of method of travel, and well, in Starfield, you'll be able to pilot and command the ship of your dreams. You'll be able to personalize the look of your ship, modify critical systems including weapons and shields, and assign crew members to provide unique bonuses. In deep space, you'll be able to engage in high-stakes dogfights, encounter random missions, dock at various star stations, and to be honest, one of my personal favorites is that you'll be able to board and commandeer enemy ships, and once you've cleared that ship from hostile forces, you'll be able to add that ship to your own collection. The level of detail and customization that the game provides when it comes to ship customization is incredible. If you so choose to, you'll be able to design ships inspired by real-life animals, and as seen in the dev dive, animals like a platypus, or if you prefer, you can design a ship inspired by the look and feel of a mech robot, which in my own opinion looks pretty cool. And as you navigate throughout the galaxy, you'll be able to upgrade and personalize your ship by heading to locations known as spaceports, where you can spend some time purchasing the modifications and upgrades that you need to build the ship of your dreams. As you explore the vast multiple galaxies that make up the settled systems, and like most RPGs, you'll need to collect and harvest materials and resources to sustain the journey that you want to tell. And as you explore planets and discover the fauna, you'll be able to find the resources needed to craft everything from medicine and food to equipment and weapons. You'll be able to build outposts and hire a crew to passively extract materials and establish cargo links to transfer resources between them. You'll also be able to invest these raw materials into research projects to unlock crafting recipes and much more. But not only can you extract the materials that you need from the environments that you discover, you can survey and scan the wildlife that inhabit those planets. And as you build and create outposts, you can also produce resources from them. So it's understandable that once you venture out and discover more galaxies and systems, you'll be able to unlock and craft multiple recipes and resources that will help you alongside your journey. As the title suggests, Starfield is a sci-fi RPG shooter, and of course, as you venture out throughout the galaxy, you'll need weapons. And while Starfield comes with a lot of weapons, it's understandable that space can be a dangerous place, and with the refined combat system that the game provides, you'll be given the tools to deal with any situation. Whether you prefer long-range rifles, laser weapons, or heavy explosive weapons, each type of weapon can be modified to suit your particular playstyle. If you're the kind of player that prefers to go in all guns blazing, well, you can customize your weapons with the modifications to do exactly that. From larger magazines, to scopes, to even applying explosive rounds to your weapons. If you prefer the more stealthy approach, you can modify your weapons with the likes of a suppressor and other modifications to take your enemies down in a more discreet fashion. Or if you prefer a more hands-on approach, you can use melee weapons for a more up-close and personal playstyle. However, depending on the environment around you, you might need to switch up your playstyle depending on certain factors that the world creates, such as, in the instance, if you're about to take on a hostile base and a dust storm suddenly appears, you might need to switch up your scopes to thermal scopes and take a more stealthy approach. Regardless of the playstyle that you choose, Starfield delivers the tools and systems to customize and maintain the weapons that fit the playstyle that you choose. As mentioned earlier, Starfield is one of the biggest and most ambitious games that Bethesda has created, and that also goes for the universe that you can explore in-game. And as you explore and navigate through various systems, you'll be able to use one of the main navigation tools available, which is your star map. And upon opening it, we'll start off with the planet that you're currently on, which will also show you all of its info and resources, and if you discover various locations on that planet, can fast travel to particular locations. Not only that, as you back out further, you'll be able to view all the planets within that particular system, and as you take a moment to review each of these planets, you'll be able to view which planets have key missions, quests, resources, or even life on them. But just when you thought that was it, as you zoom out further, you can view all the systems within that particular galaxy that you're in, and from here you can plot a course to systems that are light years away. However, with systems that are further away, and going back to what we discussed earlier about ship upgrades, in order to travel to further systems, you'll need to upgrade your ship to be able to travel to systems that might be a little bit out of your reach. So yeah, in a nutshell, the game world is kind of big. And with that, that's some of the major talking points and features to come out of the Starfield Direct Showcase. Obviously, there's a ton of more information and features that I didn't cover in today's video, that I will be going into much more detail in future videos, but I hope today's brief overview of the game itself has helped you understand the game a little bit better. And if you found today's video helped you and you'd like to help me out by supporting the channel, consider dropping a like. And if you don't want to miss out on future videos, consider clicking that subscribe button and turning on that bell notification button. And before we head on out, I want to say a big thank you to our channel members for your continued support and dedication to the channel, and of course to all of our subscribers who've helped the channel to grow. If you're also looking at picking up some Bethesda theme items over on the Bethesda store, such as the new Starfield Collector's Editions or any Starfield products, you can use my creator code BTPineapple062 to receive 20% off of your purchases at checkout. And if you'd like to support the channel a little bit more personally, consider checking out my merch store, which has an array of t-shirts, mugs, prints, and other pineapple themed merch, which I'll leave in a link in the description of this video. And lastly, to you, the viewer, the person who stumbled upon this video, thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, folks, stay safe out there in the galaxy, welcome to Vault 93, and I'll catch you all in the next video.